Okay, so you've got everything ready. Now what we need to do is find the programmers, and we need to get a price for our job, um, and get the wheels in motion to get your project going. So you've got three options here really. I always use Upwork. There are other platforms out there, but I'm recommending you use Upwork. As you get more experience, you can branch out and see if you can find some other places. But for now, if you just follow along with what I'm showing you and teaching you, it's going to get you into the game and get experience under your belt. So basically, you've got three options here to find yourself some programmers. I can hook you up with programmers that we use and we've used for a while. You can search and find a programmer, or we can post a job on Upwork. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. The programmers that we've used, you've got the added advantage of we've already tested them out, we've already tried them, their English is great, they work well and all the rest of it. There is a team of about 50 of them, so they've got the experience altogether. So if they get stuck on one thing, if you're kind of trying to create Facebook apps which are integrated with your Shopify app, they've got a guy over there that does that and a guy over here that does that, so they all kind of work together. So you've got the advantage there of having a big team of 50 programmers, even though there'll only be one guy doing your programming. I just want to say I get absolutely nothing for or hooking you up with these guys. There's nothing in it for me. It's just part of this course, and and a bit of a kind of bonus or a helping hand for you guys. So if 200 people go to them and all try and get them, then it's going to be first come first serve. I don't know how many projects they can handle at once, but I should imagine it wouldn't be 200. So like I say, that's first come first serve. So let's take a look. You'll need to go and make an account at Upwork. I'll post the link in below this video. So I've had my account for years. I can't quite remember the sign up process, but it should be pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Just go and create an account. You'll need to add your bank card, a method of payment or a credit card so that you can pay these guys. Once you've got your account set up, looking in your account here, if we find freelancers, okay, let's look at this one first. So this is basically searching for a programmer and find it. So I'm just going to type in Shopify app and hit enter, and this is going to bring up a load. Now there's thousands of people on Upwork if you're not familiar with Upwork. So basically here, here it tells you all these. You want to start looking at their description of stuff. There's this guy here, e-commerce, Shopify, WooCommerce. So this guy looks like a pretty good guy for building Shopify apps. If we click his name here, he tells us a bit about his stuff. So read through all this. All work history down here. Here is where the guy's feedback is going to be. So make sure you check out their feedback and see if they've got any bad feedback. Just sort of get a feel of it. And then if you are, if you want to hire this guy, then click post a job to invite, and then go through it. Let's just click it and see. I really never, this is up to you. I'm giving you the options. Personally, I don't do it this way. If I wasn't going to use the programmers that I've got now and I was looking for programmers, I would actually post a job. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, but I just want to show you there is this option as well. So here, yeah, it looks like you just need to fill in. Yep, this is quite similar to creating a job. Yeah, so you basically fill in the fields, give them the information, post and send the The only thing you want to do is make sure you click this, only freelancers I've invited can find this job, okay? That means you're directly talking to this guy. Okay, so that's one way you can just basically search and find them and reach out and contact these guys personally, okay? Now the other way I would do it, or this is how I personally would do it, is I would come up to jobs and I would post a job. So let's just leave this page and create a new job post. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. So here, tell us what work you want done. We want, see if it comes up, Shopify or e-commerce development. That's the one we want. So name your post. So we'd want a Shopify app that connects via API to manage Facebook ads. Okay, now I'm just using that as an example. Of course, you need to put in there what's relevant to your software or your app. Click next. Choose whichever is relevant. New e-commerce site development. That's probably about as close as it's going to get there. Okay, so now we can give a description of the work we want done. I wouldn't upload any attachments, anything like that. I'd go one-time project for now, which probably be setup Mangetto project or other. I want to hire one freelancer. I'd leave it at that for now. I have specifications, yes. Which are the most two important programming languages? Okay, so I'll put below this video, I'll put the programming languages that your developer should know. I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I'll add those in. Which time of frame? Yeah, I'll add the frameworks in as well, so that you can put those in. Enter skills needed. Shopify. Pay by the hour, so we want this as a fixed price. We don't want to be paying by an hour because things can get out of control. We want to nail them down on a price. Here, the desired level of experience, basically the higher and more experienced the guys are, the more you're going to be paying. Depends on your budget really, and how you feel and how comfortable you are. I probably wouldn't go for entry level because you don't want people learning what to do on your projects. I'd at least go intermediate or expert. Put your budget in. It's hard to say your budget. You don't want to make it look like you've got loads of money because you don't want people stinging you. I would maybe just shoot at $3,000 just as a shot in the dark, just to get the ball rolling. Public searches, yes, we can do that. Freelancers you'd like to invite, and we don't need that. Qualifications, don't really need that. Here, screening questions. Now, this is important now. This is something that somebody taught me years ago, and this filters out all the idiots and all the auto replies and stuff. So what's going to happen is when you post this job, you are going to get a bazillion of people hammering you for this job, okay? And most of them are time wasters and idiots and people that you don't want, okay? So what we can do to help filter that out is we can put something like this. Ooh. Please reply with blue bananas. So please reply. I spelled that wrong. Blue bananas is what I've always used. It's what the person told me to use when I was brand new online, and the first I ever hired anyone on Odesk or Upwork. Oh yeah, we used to be called Odesk, now called Upwork. Please reply with blue bananas. Now what this is going to do, it's unbelievable the amount of people that will just tell you they're a top programmer and they'll apply for it, and they won't have put blue bananas. So first of all, to see if anybody's even read what you've written, anybody with half a brain is going to write back and they're going to open up with blue bananas. Okay, so you don't have to use blue bananas, just use something completely crazy that nobody would say. You know, the world is flat, or I don't know, anything you want. Like blue bananas has stuck with me for years, so that's what I always use, blue bananas. It works well. So straight away, anybody that doesn't reply with blue bananas, they're gone instantly, okay? So you know that somebody's actually read your post and they've got the sense to reply with that blue bananas, okay? So that's important because you will get hammered with a lot of different people. If you want to, you can add some more questions in there. Yes, right, require a cover letter. I'll probably leave that because they're going to give you some information. Boost your job's visibility. Well, I have no idea what that is, to be honest. It's entirely up to you if you click that. Invite a co-worker to help you hire. Well, maybe if you're JVing and stuff like that, then you might want to invite other people in. If I've spoken to you personally and I'm helping you with this, I'll give you my email. You can throw me in there. That means I can, you know, not have any admin access, but I can come in and help you and things like that. and then just hit post job, and then what will happen is loads and loads of people are going to reply to this, and and yes, so here's another thing. You could put this where was programming languages, so somewhere describe the work to be done. Somewhere you want to put must be good at least communicating in English or whatever your main language is, at least in sort of text format. Okay, so what you want to do when you start honing in and you're going to be hiring people is you perhaps say on here you want to conduct a Skype interview with the right candidate. Okay, so what you want to do, whether you have a live call with them or whether you conduct that interview on Skype, just talk to them. Okay, you don't have to be some super interview guy. Talk to them, ask them how long they've been doing it, what projects have they done, how's the weather over there. Ask them a few questions, see how well their English is or whatever your main language is, see how well they're communicating with you, because I can tell you I've worked with programmers with bad English and it's like banging your head against a brick wall. Okay, you tell them 20 times to do something and they still do something completely different, and you're like, is this the language barrier or is this guy completely insane? Okay, so do conduct a Skype interview. Like I say, it doesn't have to be rocket science. You don't have to talk about programming. You can talk about anything you want, and you'll soon work out whether you're going to be able to talk to this guy, or they might be rude to you. You might not like him. They might be really skilled, but you might think, I can't work with this guy. So again, that's very important. Conduct that interview with them. It doesn't have to be long, 15 minutes of your time. And you'll know straight away whether you're going to be able to talk to that person or not. So communication is very important, because you don't want to be telling them one thing, and if you're on if your time zone is totally out of sync with those, you don't want to tell them when you go to bed one night, I want this done, and then you wake up the next day and they haven't had a clue what you're talking about, and then another day goes and another day goes, so you're losing time all the time. Okay, so make sure that they're good at communicating. It doesn't matter. You could have a live call with them and speak and see how good they are with it, talking with English. The programmers we use, their English is really, really good. I'm going to show you how that works in just a second. I've had live Skype calls with them. They're great on Skype calls. Mainly talk to them via text, but if I do need to actually speak to them, if we've got something really tricky, we do have a call, and they're great. They're very polite. They're very nice. And they understand what I'm saying exactly. So that is those three options you got there. So let's just have a little quick snoop at no, I'll tell you what, let's what will happen. Okay, so you're going to find your programmer. You're then going to send them your mock-up. You're going to ask them for an estimation. So if it's the guys that we use, they're going to know exactly what you're talking about. If it's not the guys we use, it's someone completely new, just tell them that you want an estimation, you want everything broken down step by step, and you want each milestone listed. So I'm going to show you now what milestone is and how that works. We're going to have a little snoop on here. So what will happen is you will need to set up a contract. So I'll see if I can just quickly set something up here. Let's just see if I can set up a dummy one. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here and just see. Profile, copy link. Just see if I can go and pretend to hire this guy. Right, hire now. Okay, so what will happen is once you've come to, once they've given you the estimation and everything, then you're going to have to hire them. Okay, so it's going to be fixed price. You're going to hit continue. The contract title, let's call this test. The total amount, let's see if I can just find an actual estimation. Okay, yeah, so here is, just on a notepad, here's an example of an estimation. So this is how they're going to come back to you. Okay, so each sort of part is a milestone. So milestone 1, blah 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 blah, Q&A testing. So as you move through it, I'll try and explain it as I go, but if if I'm kind of rushing ahead or anything, but as you move through it, they break down the project into milestones and hours. So this first one here is $600. Here's what they're going to do. You'll get to the end of that milestone, and then it's Q&A and testing. So you'll get to there before you've actually released that money. Q&A and testing. If something's not right, if it's not working properly, you test it. Is it working? Isn't it working? Fix it. Once that's done, you release the money and you move on. Okay, so they give you these milestones, so you need to go and set up the contract. So this would be test. Oh, where was that? Do I have a total? No, I don't know. 6, 12, 24. So $3,600. That. So the total would be $3,600 for this one. We don't want to deposit the whole lot in one test. So what I always do is just go milestone 1 like this. They were all 600, so we go 600 in there. Create additional milestone. We go milestone 2. 600. Okay, and so on. And then you just keep creating the milestones until it matches the estimation they've given you. And then here, the work description, I'll just put something loose, rough, like super software. Okay, it doesn't really matter. You're never going to be really looking at it much. Yes, you understand, hit higher, right? I'm not actually going to hit higher now because I don't want, this was just a test. Once you've done that, let's get rid of this. Let's go back and look at another one. Once you have done that, then we will have something that looks like this. Now, when you very first set that contract up, it will ask you to make the first payment for the very first milestone. Now, what happens with these payments is it goes into escrow, so it's held. So it's left your bank account, it's in escrow, but they haven't received it yet. So it's kind of Upwork is looking after that money. So if there's any problems, then it can be sorted out between everybody. So you will pay that first milestone, and then here, if we look at this this job here, we can see 600 went in. This was milestone 1. We're on the brink of finishing this one. As you move through, looking back over here at this, as you move through Q&A and testing, what happened is when you're happy with this milestone 1, you'll be able to hit pay there. It'll release that one that you already paid that was in escrow, and then you'll fund the next one. And then you'll move through your project like that. So you'll be releasing, so it's held in escrow, so they haven't got it, but it's there in the middle, so they'll do the work. When you're ready, release that one, fund the next one. Release that one, fund the next one. Okay, so that's how that works. Now, let's go and have a look at how they actually work and how they communicate with you. So here we go here on this. So at the end of the day, it is 20 past 2 p.m. my time. I'm in the UK here. We're on energy saving time, or what is it? We're on GMT time here. 4:20. It's coming up to the end of their day. Now here, Pawan Kumar, this guy is the guy that I communicate with, and he communicates with all the programmers. So no matter how many jobs I've got on at the same time, I'm talking to this guy, he's talking to everyone else. We communicate like that. At the end of each day, he sends me this status report. Now, if you're not working with our guys and you've gone out and you found your own programmers, make sure you tell them that at the end of the day, you want a status report to update you on what progress has been made for that day. So you can see what they've done, you can test stuff and stuff like that. So he lets me know, blah, 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 blah. Then what I usually do is in the evening when I'm sat down and the whole working day's finished, I might sit here with my laptop in front of the TV. where there's no kind of pressure or worry, and I might have a look and I go and check and I go and see what is done and I test it. Is it working? Is it what I wanted? Do I want any changes? And as far as changes are concerned, now the way these guys work the best is try not to hammer them with, oh, I want to change this, I want to do this. Wait for that Q&A section at the end of each milestone. Then if you want to make any small changes, if you want to add stuff on, so say you've started your software project and you've had a sudden major brainwave and you want to add on this big load of stuff, just do that right at the end. Get through the project, get it all up to a certain level, then say, right, I want to add this feature, I want to add that function right at the end, okay? Because what you'll do is you'll just slow the whole project down, you'll confuse everything, nothing will be going to plan. So just stick with the plan, small minor changes, button moves, the way this worked, the way that worked at that Q&A testing stage. That's the time to do that, to do those small changes. But any additions and any big changes, just wait till you've gone through, because you'll slow it down. I've done it myself, and it's all got crazy and it's all got confusing. So just stick to the plan, progress, and things will, you might be eager, but then the whole process will actually go a lot quicker. So, so that's pretty much it on hiring the programmers. Any problems, any questions, again, Facebook group. If you want me to connect you up with the programmers that we use, then please use the support desk for that, okay? Send an email, use let's think of a subject line. Use the subject line programmers. Let's make it easy. Use the subject line programmers, okay? Then I'll know. Like I say, it's going to be first come, first serve. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to, or they're going to be able to take you on, but I'll do my best, and I can make the introduction and everything. And like I say, we know that these programmers are good to go, okay? Because there's a lot of unscrupulous ones out there as well. So be on your toes, be careful. If you're going to go out and find your own, which is no problem whatsoever, you go and do that. Okay guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.